I know when you asked the question earlier about, when you went to Lingle. I was at Lingle that following afternoon. The tornado hit that night in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. And by, actually it was about 11:30 that morning, I met with Dan Cayley and Mike Davis, who is the vice president at Milestone Construction. Mm-hmm. And Milestone Construction is the project manager, the construction management group over this project. And I looked at Mike and said, Mike, can we get this ready by August? And I meant August of 2024. And he said, Charles, there's no way, I can't do it. It's impossible, the amount of damage. And we walked the building. And just walking the building and having that conversation with Mike, it was just such a wow factor as to how much damage that Lingle experienced. And then after I left Lingle, you tried to go down Walnut Street and you couldn't. And just seeing all the landscape change in this area of Rogers, it was just, it was very impactful to me. That was the emotional piece to me, just to see how the landscape had changed. All the huge oak trees that were destroyed as a result of the tornado and the high winds, that was just so impactful. And it's a memory burned in my mind. I still drive down by North Side and go to Lingle and go to Oakdale over in that area, and just the landscape in that area is so different now than it was 2 years ago.
I think as we cleaned out Lingle, because we had to get some of the instructional materials out and some personal things, and so when we brought the staff back through there to do that, we just had multiple people break down and cry, because when you're in the school business, the school is not just a place that you work. It's a much more like home, because you probably spend more time there than you do in your waking moments at home. So for those individuals, I think it was a highly emotional situation, and it was just a tough time for them. And I think for a lot of us would have been a lot more depressed and sad if we didn't have so much work to do. I think that a lot of us just understood that the next step had to be taken to take care of the community, take care of the schools, and so we didn't always have the amount of time or the luxury of dealing with some of those emotional factors. You just had to get to work. And for the next 3 or 4 weeks, that's all that we did was clean up and prepare and get things ready for the upcoming school year.
And I don't know how much you're aware of what took place a year ago, but once the tornado hit, Dr. Perry immediately went to work not only on all things district, but all things community. It wasn't just Lingle. It wasn't just at Northside. It was the community. Dr. Perry took a leading role, was the lead in establishing a shelter, a distribution center, whatever the community needed at Rogers High School. And Dr. Perry threw his heart into that, and all things for the community. It wasn't just Lingle, it was the community as well, because our community was hit hard. It wasn't just us as a school district, it was our entire community that was hit.